Welcome to this session. Our session will be for 30 minutes. We will start with a brief note on my brand, the filling station, and introduction of our eminent speaker today, that is Dr. Shilpa Bansal Chavan. Once done with the discussion, we will be open for Q&A. However, if you have any question, please feel free to post in the chat, which we will take up post our session. Let's begin. I'll just share the slides.
Hi, Moa. Thank you for inviting me on this platform.
Yes, it's a pleasure, connecting with you. You've got such wonderful experience of, I'm sure you're able to see my screen. Yes. So today, a very important topic. We are going to learn how to deal with three most common women health issues. Now, a brief about the filling station. Like I said, I'm the CEO and the founder of Filling Station. Filling Station is a food startup brand providing holistic health benefits through our products. Our products are healthier alternatives to the food that you eat. We do not use any white sugar, no preservatives, artificial color, or flavors. All natural ingredients are being used. We believe in making everyone healthy and happy. Brief note on our eminent speaker today, Dr. Shilpa Bansal Chavan. She is a homeopathy doctor, a health transformation coach, a clinical dietitian, and an author. She is donning many hats. She is the founder of Shakil Multi-Speciality Clinic. She's got the expertise and success stories in various cases like management and control of thyroid, high cholesterol, PCOD, along with weight loss, inch loss, muscle gains. I think, Shilpa, you're catering to the complete need of everyone today. Best thing is she has been awarded with India Inspirational Women Awards 2020 for her excellence in medical services. So for all those who will be there till the end of the session, there's some surprise waiting for you. So the three most common health issues of women. I'm sure all of you will agree that health is an important aspect of not only everyone's life, apart from women, for everyone's life. And I'm sure every one of you will also agree that health is an important factor that contributes to human well-being and economic growth. Currently, women in India has to face various health issues, which ultimately affect the aggregate economy's output. Let's understand today the three most common health issues faced by women from Dr. Shilpa. With further ado, let's begin. Dr. Shilpa, welcome to the session. Can you share with us the three most common health issues faced by women today?
Thank you, Moa, for that introduction. And yeah, definitely. See, these the common health issues faced by women basically today are lifestyle related, and they are PCOD, hypothyroid, and menopause. PCOD is very, very common. You can say 1 in every 5 women, we can say, could have either a PCOD or PCOS. Now, PCOD here we would say is related only to the, a localized thing, that is only ovaries, where, the production of the eggs, that is the female counterpart, is affected. But if this is not taken care of, then it lands up into PCOS, where there are systemic problems, where people develop skin issues, irregular periods, they have weight gain, and they also have, they slowly develop insulin resistance, which could not further, treated, would lead to diabetes. So one has to be careful with this. So this is again a lifestyle issue. Second comes in is hypothyroidism. As per the name, hypo is less functioning and thyroidism is thyroid. So when there is less functioning of this important gland called thyroid, it is hypothyroidism, and it is very common, and it is more iodine related and selenium, mineral related. And it is also again very common. 1 in every 3 is hypothyroid. And so again, these all things become, at least in Indian scenario, like a, endemic issue, more like an epidemic issue amongst the women, that every third, every fifth, every 10th diabetes. And menopause, of course, is a natural normal phenomena which occurs in all females. So that is, of course, there. So again, in hypothyroidism, if we talk, there is weight gain, there are irregular periods, there is severe constipation, there are mood changes, there is irritability and change in the voice, and a lot of these kind of symptoms are there. Then again, if we talk about menopause, menopause is a natural, culmination after the fertility period, almost as it gets over. But the point we treat here as a common issue is because a lot of women face a lot of issues during menopause or little before the menopause. So menopause is not like it one stage it occurs and it's there. It is a process. Slowly, as the women hormones become less, and their effects and their functions, they also start becoming less. So then you start facing this issue. So we call it perimenopause, premenopause, and all these kinds of symptoms is what we face, during the menopause time. It could be hot flashes, it could be mood swings, it could be tiredness, it could be hair fall, headache, sleeplessness, bones becoming weaker, and so many other things, even local symptoms, or, there are a lot of there during menopause, and it has to be understood well, because each and every female faces this, and, it is like it's in the family, So what happens is that if you are aware that you are, going into the stage of menopause and perimenopause, you can talk to your folks around in the family. You can make them understand what you're going through. So what happens is that, you do not end up spoiling everything what you have done over the period of years as a mother, as a daughter, as a sister, as a wife, because suppose if you have mood swings, you have irritability, if you have anger, then something can go wrong, and the relationship start becoming sour. Or if you're putting on a lot of weight, you become so self-conscious that you don't like yourself in the mirror. Then there are skin symptoms, there is loss of voice, and you do not know how to deal with them. There are hot flashes, there's a lot of perspiration which is occurring in the night, and so you do not understand what's happening. But once you get to know your age, and then you start understanding, you talk either to your family doctor, to your sister, to your someone who is medically dealing with such issues, and then you realize that, okay, this is what I'm going through, and then you make your people aware, and then everybody together help you to sail through this nicely and come to a point where you can say, okay, your menopause is established. Okay. Yeah.
Very true. What you're saying is, I think most of the women, like you said, are going through something or all of these. So let's understand a little more in detail about the symptoms and how do you manage it. Symptoms you have been telling, but most important is how do we manage it. So
Yeah.
that's coming from you will be of great help to everyone.
Yes,
So
definitely. Yes,
let's
definitely.
start with PCOD. So
Okay. Yeah. So as we start, the first one is PCOD. And as I told you, in PCOD, only the ovarian function is affected, so it's just the start. But also it has irregular periods. So one can start noting. Now, this PCOD can be right from menarche onwards, or it can start from there and slowly progress forward. So the fertility is also affected in the later, stage. And this PCOD can also land up into PCOS, as I told you, in which there could be, a lot of weight gain, there could be irregular periods, the hormones all go for a toss. There is acne, there is hair growth, male, type of hair growth. The cholesterol levels go high, and all these symptoms are there. So it becomes more like a lifestyle disease. So, lifestyle disease, once you say, means you can definitely have something to manage because it is lifestyle. So lifestyle is you who has created that lifestyle. So you can as well manage, improve, and, do a lot of changes in your lifestyle to make it more healthy so that, you start feeling better. So one thing, what I mainly say is you should have a four-wheeler theory of healthy lifestyle.
So
Now,
what's
as
that?
we have a four-wheeler, we can run through and do a lot of things at the same time. So similarly, if you want to have a good running of your life, good scaling up, good work to be done, lot of it to be done, then where you realize that, okay, if I follow this theory, I'll be well. So the first wheel of the theory is good diet and nutrition. Second is good, sound, deep sleep. Third, you can have a good form of exercise. And fourth is you develop good habits in the sense that, you should follow the circadian rhythm. You should not have midnight, snacking and things like that. Circadian rhythm is you follow sunrise to sunset. And so everything is in a proper alignment because all the catalysts, that is all the hormones, they follow this system in our body. And if we stick to this, by having all our habits in place, then definitely we are going to get the best out of this hormonal alignment. Like, in the night, if you say the cortical steroid levels are lowest, and melatonin is the highest. So melatonin is which gives us sleep. And when you get up in the morning, the corticosteroids are better and melatonin is the least. So you are awake, and as we say that as we get up in the morning, we should always thank that we are awake the first thing in the morning. So you have gratitude to that. So similarly, we can, if we manage our lifestyle in that way, I'm sure, obviously, and to a very large extent, we can prevent a lot of these diseases and keep them under control. See, some of it cannot be reversed, but at least you can keep the symptoms under control. And since we do not know the basic cause for this, it's scientifically unknown till date in the medical sciences. So at least if we keep the symptoms under control, we are better off, our efficiency is better, our moods are better, our work are better, we can do all what we have thought of, our plans, our travels, everything, whatever we have to do for ourselves, for our family, and for our jobs and for our ambitions, all that we can do once everything is aligned properly. So this is the basic, for any lifestyle disease, you got to follow the four-wheeler theory.
Okay, great to know from you. What I'm able to understand is, yes, most important thing that you have to get control is your lifestyle. You need to look into it because, like you just now said, I was also not having so much of an idea, but thanks to you, I'm now able to understand how good or bad the lifestyle, the way we lead our life has an effect on our health. So, is hypothyroidism also the same? Is it also, there's a way of managing it, the symptoms?
Yes, see, hypothyroidism, one we have to take care is that, it's been a little more in years compared to PCOD. So, and it can also occur at any age. It can come in males as well as in females also. In males also, hypothyroidism can be there, so they are not excluded. But yeah, some people do develop that. And basically, it's the thyroid. Thyroid is a very important hormone. It's the catalyst and it controls many functions. And if this is not, properly taken care, a lot of mental irritability, bringing about problems in the relationships and all, and change of voice and, severe constipation, skin color changes, thickening of skin, and many other symptoms which are there, because it is the main catalyst hormone which affects and takes care of many other hormones in function, So we have to be careful. Again, it is a lifestyle issue. So it can be taken care with the same four-wheeler theory as I've mentioned earlier. And in this also, if you have to keep a small maintenance dose of any of the medicines, then one should keep, even though the reports, if they come out to be normal, why they have come out to be normal? Because you are maintaining a dose which continuously keeps it in proper alignment and function. So if you think that if your reports are normal and if you're supposed to stop it on your own without, the advice of the doctor, then I think it is a big mistake, because you cannot stop it on your own. And just because it has shown that the reports are normal doesn't mean that you have to leave it. Why it is in a normal place? Because you have been taking those maintenance doses properly. So if you have to continue for some time under the guidance of the doctor, you can definitely do so. And don't take a drastic action of leaving any drug in between without the proper advice of the doctor.
Oh, this is a very good insight you have given. Very good.
And the other thing is also that certain things you got to, not to take when you have got hypothyroid. For example, cruciferous, vegetables, like we have cabbage, we have cauliflower, and we also have broccoli. So accordingly, raw, all these three cruciferous should not be taken raw at all during the treatment and during when you have hypothyroid. Maybe sometimes raw cooked cabbage or cauliflower will do, but broccoli is a strict no-no because it has got a lot of side effects. And the point is that these things interfere with your taking of the medicine also, which is synthetic. Like you take Eltroxin, you take Thyronorm, whichever brand. Yes. But then if all these vegetables interfere with the uptake of those also, then it should be definitely restricted. And the other important point is soya bean. Soya bean also should be restricted because it interferes with the uptake of the medicine. So that is why certain things should be, when they are said to be a no-no, they should be avoided because it's for your own good, So you can maintain your levels better. Otherwise, again, you will end up in the everything going for a toss. And then if everything goes for a toss with the hormones, you are in a real, they say proper jinx and you don't know how to come out of it.
No, this is a good thing you said that. Why a no? Because, most of the times, since we are not aware why a no, we tend to do that. Since like you just explained that interferes with the medicine. So I'm sure whoever gets to know this, it will come from inside of them that say no to all this. And another important good point which you suggested is continuing with the medicine even if the reports are normal. That is another thing which people tend to do. Once the reports are normal, they said, chalo, everything is fine.
Yeah.
Let's go move ahead. That shouldn't be the thing.
Yes,
this is a very important thing which you just shared.
And for both of these, PCOD and hypothyroid, I would say that even the food which you take, you should avoid what is, simple carbs. Because see, basically all our problems are with weight gain. Now, why there is weight gain? Because we have a lot of carbs in our diet. We are all Indians, have a genetic disposition for obesity. And third is that we also have what is called central obesity. Every third person we see after a certain time, the paunch is out. Or there is an increase in the tummy lining. There is increase in the waist circumference. It's why? Because Indians genetically are disposed to central obesity and we have got a excess intake of carbs. So we should cut down the carbs in the diet, and the more of them are the simple carbs. So we should not go in for processed food. We should not, prevent taking white bread, pastries, fried food, and, processed foods and meats and sugars and carbonated drinks. And all these things should be avoided because they're all processed. So easily the sugar is taken inside the body and there are spikes of sugars. And you feel nice, and then as they are high, immediately they go down again. And then you feel the low. So, you should prevent these kind of spikes. And so you should avoid refined carbs. You should go in for complex carbs. You should, avoid even dairy products for that matter at times, and even like you can say coffee, because coffee also at times interferes with the estrogen hormone, So especially when you have PCOD and hypothyroid and all, these things should be taken care of. So what type of foods you can take? You should take whole grains. You should take complex carbs. You can take unprocessed food. You should go in for millets, like jawar, bajri, kutu, and ragi, and all these kinds. And also the different kinds of dals. Now, touch wood, Indians, we have a lot of variety of dals which are good source of proteins. So we can take all varieties. They do not interfere with anything of these. And so we can take, and ghee is also at times normally okay. It is oil which is the culprit, and the oil culprit is the refined oils. You should go in for what is called kachi ghani or filtered or wooden pressed oils, and
Okay.
especially sesame oil, til ka tel, that is the
Ha ha.
best. And then you
Okay.
should have a variety. You should have rotation of oils. So if you have rotation of oils, it's better because you get a lot of mono and polyunsaturated fatty acids from there, and that is what prevents forming the saturated fatty acids, which then form into the fat cells, and they are launched in the body, and you tend to get fat. Now, one thing here I
Right.
would like to clarify, because it comes to my mind. Many people say if we fast, we lose weight, and if you starve, you lose weight. And then they say that if you start becoming normal again, come back to normal. Why does this occur? Now see, the fats which is excess, the glucose which is excess, it is stored in the form of fat in the body. So when
Yes.
you do this fasting or you do starving, the fat inside is utilized, but that fat cell remains where it is not destroyed.
Okay.
Okay, so the fat is utilized, but the cell remains the same. So when you go back to your normal things, the fat is again filled up there in the cells.
Again.
So you come back to your normal,
Got it. Got it.
So this is
Interesting.
how, you can answer to this query that, why do we lose weight when we are fasting? And then as we become normal, why this? So if you do fasting, but it should be, you should see which type of fasting suits you, some do intermittent, some do with certain hours of window, but actually, fasting should be done normally as we do it, like our traditional way of doing things, and fasting,
Yes.
it is okay, but never open a fast with a feast, because then you lose the basic idea of doing any fasting.
Agree. Agree.
And
Completely
this is the
agree with
mistake
you.
everybody does, and that is why then they say humne to, we fasted but nothing happened, and
Nothing happened.
but then
Okay.
what do? The
Yes.
basic idea of doing the fasting was to detox, was to help you lose a little bit of weight. But then what did you do? You opened up your fast with a
Feast.
feast, which is all
Got
what
it.
was not supposed to be taken even normally.
Yes. Got it.
And you took it on that day while you did not eat anything throughout the day. So what's going to happen? You're going to pounce on it. Anybody would be. And so everything, goes back to square one.
One.
This is how, the things are.
Very wonderful insight, Shilpa. So last topic is the menopause. So this
Yeah,
is
now menopause
this
is something which we deal with every day, with
every
women.
woman today or
Yes,
tomorrow have to go through it.
yes.
So
And one has to go through it. And here also we can say that it is not something what you can say genetic or this, but only thing once we ask this question, that in case if they have a little early, because nowadays menopause, your perimenopause state starts early and remains there for some years, and then, the finally culminates into menopause, and we would say that menopause is there if for a year continuously, there are no menses, then we can probably label the person as, having a menopause. And the point is that if it is early, then only we ask that, okay, your parents, your mother, your grandmother, at what age did they have menopause? Otherwise, it's not something like, passing on, the legacy kind, or, things like that, or genetics, but it is there in each and every woman. It is just the loss of fertility, and it is just the loss of all these hormones, which leads to menopause. And as these, you can say, the hormones start becoming less and less and less, the functions which they help, or the catalyst where they are, all those functions start getting slower, lesser, and finally gone. And so, we face all these perimenopause kind of symptoms. There are hot flashes because temperature mechanism is affected. There is a lot of sweating, there is a lot of tiredness for no reason. There are body aches, and there are mood swings, sudden sadness, sudden anger. Then there is again weight gain, sometimes, and sometimes there is a lot of, you feel bloated, and then the next day morning again you are normal. And there is sleeplessness. So sleep disorders, the sleep amount is affected, the sleep quality is affected, the number of hours are affected. There are joint pains, there is back pain. Why? Because the bone density happens to go down when your estrogen levels go down.
okay. So how do we manage it? Like
The bone, yeah, all these. even the muscles a little less stronger, and you start getting this itching and so many other things related to menopause take place. So somebody could face something, some symptoms, somebody could face more symptoms, some could have less intensity. So basically, if even they develop urinary kind of issues, urinary incontinence, what is called, you know. So all these things, they occur in menopause, and so one should realize. And the best way, to be more comfortable is, the elders in the family, the, your husband, even there could be a husband session to understand, female
Very, very truly said. We
because
need
misunderstanding
people. Yeah, yeah,
and
very
so
truly
many
said.
things.
Yes, they
Yeah.
should also
So all these
understand
things.
the problem we
Yeah.
go
So yeah. So the point is that if you have to ask for help in the family, it's nothing wrong, because family is your immediate part, and they will definitely understand once you explain them. And it is also good if you have sisters, if you have young children, young girls, because they will also understand, okay, not at this stage, but yeah, whenever in life something like this happens, they will tend to understand. They'll be more, I should say, humanitarian to their in-laws probably, and to every other female whom they come in contact with, that okay, these kind of symptoms are there, and so definitely they must be suffering from this. Even at the workplace, people tend to understand, because some mood swings are very bad. Sometimes there is a lot of anger, and you spoil your working relationships and all that. So it's always good, to talk about it, to take help, and to make it a journey which is easy, rather than feeling miserable about it. And in
very,
this
very
also,
true.
if you can try to lose weight, and you try to follow the four-wheeler theory of life, it will definitely help.
That was a wonderful insight, Dr. Shilpa. Because, like you said correctly, that not only the older women who are going through the menopause, but in their family, the younger girls, even the men in the house, if they get to know about it, they'll be more understanding towards the problem. Because if you get irritated, like you said, you are spoiling not working as well as the relationship at home. But if they understand from where that anger or irritation is coming from, then it helps them to better understand you, then that causes less of friction, which is really very important for a healthy relationship. That was a wonderful insight. I'm glad we could today speak on this things, because this is really very important for every woman to to uh, understand what their problem is, as well as come up with the solutions. They know what to do, how to take care of it. Thanks a lot. I'm sure all our viewers, whoever watching is this, will be able to get will be able to manage their problems in a better way. Thank you so much, Dr. Shilpa, for taking the time
One
to
thing I would
speak
like
on
to
this.
say,
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
one thing I would like
surely.
to say, all for all this, they
Hmm.
should develop a habit of having, dry fruits,
Okay,
seeds,
okay.
and, as a part of a snacking option, so this is
Oh.
going to help them.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Because what you said, I'm just able to correlate with one of the product which I have. That's a trail mix, makhana and four seeds, like your watermelon, cucumber, and all those. So I'm sure this is a really wonderful thing which you just shared. A small tips is what helps us, in the larger life. So thanks a lot. We are at the end of the session. I'm sure whoever is listening to this will have wonderful takeaways from it. Thank you for your time. Have a great day. Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mova. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to be here. Thank you so much.
Glad, glad.